General Motors is urging the United Auto Workers to agree to around-the-clock bargaining in an attempt to reach an agreement and end the strike against the automaker. Today is the 26th day of the work stoppage. That's the longest in quite a while. Any potential deal wouldn't mean an immediate end to the strike. It would still need approval from local union leaders, also rank-and-file members. But maybe there's some light at the end of the tunnel here. And hopefully it's not a train coming at you.
Joining us right now to continue this conversation is Stripmatic CEO Bill Adler. Stripmatic, of course, Stripmatic, I should say, is a GM supplier. Bill, good morning to you. What's the impact been on your business?
Good morning, and thanks for having me on your program. Stripmatic has about 90% automotive-related parts, and GM's about 30% of our total sales. The recent impact, we've had two very strong years. We grew 20% in 18. We're growing on track for about a 30% growth this year up until we hit the GM strike. And we found our first impact of that was just a few weeks ago. We're like a second or third tier supplier. So we started seeing rollback in our releases. Our September numbers, we lost about 15% revenue in September. In our forecast for October, if they don't settle, we're looking at a 25, potentially 30% reduction in sales in October.
And thus far, how have you tried to adapt or dealt with this?
Well, good question. We have been dealing with the labor shortage. So we've been running a lot of overtime, and that's actually depleted some of our safety stock. So short term, we're focusing on replenishing our safety stock while we're getting this little breather. After that, we have some productivity items on a list that we've created that we haven't had manpower to address, so we're focusing on that. And if this goes more than a week or so, then we do have to start looking at reducing hours and potential layoffs.
Okay, so I don't know if there's a hard or easy question for you. Who do you side with in this battle?
It is a hard question. You know what? I think you've got two huge behemoth entities. They both have so much to lose by not getting this resolved. I drive GM cars. My workers, we're non-union, but we sympathize with, the wage side of this. They've got to come to an agreement because they both have too much to lose, and they've got to get back to work. The whole supply chain, our many small family businesses like us, all the hard effort we put into earning profit through the first 9 months, every day that we're out, we're chipping away and losing those profits that we worked real hard to gain.
Are you communicating with GM? Are they calling you every day saying we're almost there, we're working on this? I mean, what's going on behind the scenes with all of the supply chain that you're talking about?
Well, actually, again, I'm second or third tier supplier, so I've got a buffer between me and GM. We're in very close contact with our customers, and to be honest, I mean, sometimes we get a 24-hour notice and not even that on changes in our shipments.
Right. Bill, before we let you go, just wanted to get your weigh in on the situation in terms of the China trade war that's taking place. Is that impacting your business as well?
Immensely. I think we have to give a lot of thanks to the president for putting China on the table. They've been the big gorilla in the room as far as impacting global economy. We need to get a trade deal agreed to. We've got their overproduction is probably one of the key factors in manufacturing in the U.S. not being as competitive. They're the ones really hurting the U.S. steel industry, and that's, they've got to address this and get these issues resolved and get China to play fair in the global economy.
If the president only gets a skinny deal, as they're calling it now, or at least Joe's calling it, would that placate you, or would that not be enough?
I have to admit, I'm not sure I know exactly what the skinny deal is yet.
I'm not sure we do either, but we will hope to come back to you and continue this conversation. I hope this gets resolved for your sake and for the many suppliers and families that work for those suppliers around the country. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Appreciate it.